going for about 2 months, just sort of touring around the UK, going from place to place. There's a whole sort of idea behind it, because it's being documented. When I get to sort of town centers, I then do stuff. It's based on like synchronicity, manifestation, things like that. So sort of phenomena of a non-physical sort of order, if you like. Like for example, somebody might have an experience where they might think, wow, that was pretty, sort of coincidental. But maybe instead of seeing things always as coincidence, seeing that maybe there's some meaning behind it, something deeper. Because, some of the connections that we make sometimes with people, that seems randomly, like we meet somebody at a party, or the way we meet our partners in life. I think some of it, really, you can't always attribute to maybe luck or chance. So I'm kind of just doing a road trip and documenting aspects of it to see what kind of connections can be sort of drawn without even have to draw them. You can literally almost transparently see that there's meaning behind something. So yeah, that's basically what it's about, and having a lot of
So it's lucky that I stopped when it started raining.
Oh, that's perfect actually. That's great. I mean, literally you stopped. And
I wasn't going to stop. I thought, oh, poor bloke, he's going to get absolutely soaking wet now. I thought, Southampton, I can take it as shit, so that'd be fine. So I thought I'd stop. And that's why I stopped at that distance instead of stopping straight away.
It was really good. So yeah, it was, I mean, even from a synchronicity aspect of the timing wise, I mean, that was, really good timing. So maybe the universe is being kind to me and saying, Todd doesn't need to get wet at this moment in time.
So
we'll maybe save it for later. This is my second day.
This is your second day?
This is my second day, so I'm still trying to get rid of the domestic stuff. Yesterday, I took the train from London down to Dorking, and from Dorking I started to hitch. But the thing was, as soon as I stepped out onto the roadside, here we've had, a couple months of really amazing weather?
Yeah.
As soon as I stepped out on the roadside from the train, it came pouring with rain, and I was on off raining for about 2 or 3 hours, and so I stood there like under this dust sheltering for all that time, getting a little bit sort of down, thinking, this is pants, all this good weather. But then I stopped focusing on what was outside my control, and then soon enough, when it stopped raining, this is cool. The CEO of a subsidiary company of Exxon Oil Company picked me up in this spanking brand new Aston Martin. And we're whizzing down the motorway, and he's talking about, the environmental aspects of this, and we had a great little conversation. And then gets to where he's going this way and I'm going that way, and he dumps me out right in the middle of another rain shower, and it was like, oh, bummer. But I found another place to shelter where I could actually hitch while sheltering, and then this guy picked me up. He was about maybe early 20s, a mechanic, and just your average sort of guy, I guess. And he asked me what I do for a living, which I was like, okay, because I teach like the teaching I do is very sort of alternative. I teach like people how to become aware within their dreams. So lucid dreaming is what it's labeled. And so I'm talking to him about this, and sort of identifying. Inception is perfect. This is exactly what I teach, is people how to become conscious within the dream state, and then to be productive within the dream state based on whether they want to see it as a personal or a professional application. And so I'm talking away with him about this, and you can actually see the shift in him as he's driving along. And he actually said to me at one point, he said, I've never thought of things like this before. I've never in my life thought about life like this. And so we're talking along, and then I said, okay, well, let me give you a couple ideas if you're interested, to see if you can trigger a lucid dream within the next few weeks. And so about 10 minutes I went into all this with him about what he could do, and he was really paying attention, mentally taking notes, and he started drawing the sort of dots between, the lines between dots on his own. He said, so wait a second. He goes, so for example, I'm a mechanic, and I have a passion for customizing cars. He said, could I, in the dream state, sort of, customize, something in a space, like a normal dream, become so ultra-aware to where I can actually create a car, maybe a concept car, things like I said. Of course, there's literally no limitations. The only limitations is your imagination. And so, he's whizzing away, and then he said to me when he was dropping me off, he dropped me off in Worthing, and he said, I would normally go home and for the next few hours play on my Xbox. He said, but I feel like doing something different tonight. He said, I really feel like, you know, just this small conversation that we've had has sort of shifted my reality. And it was such a powerful moment. It was crazy. And so he dropped me off right at the pier in Worthing. And it was like we both had this sort of exchange of inspiration. He was inspired, and he in turn inspired me. And then I got out of the car and I'm standing there on the mouth of the Atlantic Ocean. It was like, and the sun was shining. So he picked me up in the rain,